Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a really critical question. How do companies, especially those backed by private equity, find the exact right leaders? The ones who can drive that super fast growth and value. Because getting it wrong, especially in PE, that can be disastrous, really costly, right?
Absolutely. It can completely derail the investment thesis.
Okay, so let's unpack this. We're diving into the world of executive talent within private equity portfolio companies. And we've got some fascinating insights from a specialized firm, Talent Equity Group. They go by TEG.
Right, TEG. And they really focus on this specific challenge. Because in PE, it's not just about filling a job opening. No, it's much more strategic. It's about installing leaders who can actually accelerate the company's value right from the get-go. So we're digging into how they find these game-changing executives, especially for really key roles like the CFO.
Exactly. Our mission here is to kind of distill TEG's approach. What makes them different in this, frankly, complex talent market, and why should you care?
Well, because the principles they use, finding and placing really top-tier talent for rapid results, they apply pretty much anywhere, whether you're in PE or just building any high-performing team.
Good point. Okay, let's set the scene a bit more. Private equity, it just moves at a different speed, doesn't it?
Oh, completely different velocity.
Yeah.
The focus is intense. Accountability is incredibly high.
And they need results, like yesterday.
Exactly. Immediate, tangible results are paramount. So the question becomes, what kind of leader actually thrives in that environment? It's definitely not for everyone.
Right.
And what's really interesting is how TEG gets this. They say executive search in PE isn't about filling seats. It's about installing leadership that drives enterprise value.
Drives enterprise value. Okay, what does that mean in practice?
It translates directly to those PE objectives we always hear about, boosting revenue and EBITDA.
Right. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization, basically, operational profit.
Exactly. That plus improving margins, deleveraging, paying down debt strategically, and multiple expansion, which is essentially increasing the company's valuation multiple.
Got it. So TEG's mission is built around that.
Yeah, their whole mission, built over 25 years, mostly in that lower market space.
You mean companies say $10 million to $500 million revenue, kind of the PE sweet spot?
Precisely. Their mission is to help those companies boost productivity, boost profitability by really focusing on their key asset, their people.
It sounds straightforward, but I imagine it's quite nuanced. So for the PE firms, for the CEOs of these portfolio companies, what does TEG actually bring to the table? What's their specific value?
Well, they position themselves as a really deep, trusted partner. They've clearly spent years understanding PE priorities, what kind of leadership profiles work, the value creation playbooks.
Okay.
Their whole focus is on finding leaders who accelerate that value creation, making sure the exec fits the investment plan, getting access to maybe hidden top quartile talent, and crucially placing what they call change-capable executives.
Change-capable, meaning?
Meaning leaders who can handle the pace, drive the needed changes, build equity value, and get the company ready for a successful exit. They're involved across that whole investment life cycle.
Okay, that sounds very strategic, very embedded. But, PE is a numbers game, ultimately. How do we know TEG actually delivers? What's their track record look like?
Right. The proof is in the pudding, as they say.
Yeah.
And their metrics over the last 3 years are pretty compelling. First off, a 100% completion rate on executive searches.
100%. That's unusual, isn't it? Searches sometimes just fizzle out.
It's very strong. It means they finish what they start, which is a big deal for clients.
Okay, what else?
Then there's speed, their time to fill. How long it takes to place someone can be as low as 46 days. The average is around 91 days.
Wow, 46 days. In PE time, that's lightning fast.
It really is. Every day counts. And maybe the most telling stat is their replacement rate. Less than 2%.
Less than 2%. So the people they place actually stick around and perform.
Exactly. It shows they're not just filling seats quickly. They're finding the right fit long term.
That's impressive. So these numbers, they point to real efficiency, real effectiveness. But it can't just be process, can it? What's behind these results?
No, you're right. It's not just process. They talk about their deep expertise and bench strength. It comes from relationships that, go beyond filling a job.
Meaning?
Well, their team has over 90 years of combined experience. And often that includes people who've actually worked inside operating companies, maybe even PE-backed ones.
Ah, so they've walked the walk.
Exactly. They understand the pressures firsthand. That kind of deep practical knowledge, it's invaluable in identifying the right candidates.
Okay, let's maybe drill down a bit. You mentioned the CFO role earlier as being particularly critical in PE. Why is that role so pivotal, and how does TEG approach finding CFOs specifically?
Yeah, the CFO. TEG really highlights the role of finance and financial leadership in PE portfolio companies. They get how much impact a great CFO has on driving value, hitting those growth targets, managing cash, handling M&A.
It's often more than just finance, right? It's like a strategic co-pilot to the CEO.
Absolutely. Especially in PE. They're driving the financial strategy for really accelerated growth. It's a demanding, often high turnover role.
So how much focus does TEG put on CFOs?
Well, their CFO search expertise that delivers seems pretty central. Looking at their 30 most recent executive searches, 10 of those were specifically for CFOs.
10 out of 30, that's a third. Significant.
It really is. Just for context, in that same batch, they did 5 CEO searches, 2 Chief Human Resource Officer searches, 2 COO searches, 3 President searches, and 8 Chief Revenue Officer or Sales Marketing searches. So CFO is clearly a major focus area.
Okay, so they specialize. What makes them effective at finding these PE-ready CFOs? It seems like a tough market.
They describe themselves as experts in navigating the high-turnover, high-demand CFO market with speed and precision. And they look for a very specific kind of finance professional DNA.
DNA. Like what?
It's more than just skills. It's a blend of things.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, strategy and planning, experience with high-growth situations, market expansion, a real focus on profitability and EBITDA.
M&A experience must be key, too.
Huge. M&A, due diligence, integration skills are critical, plus board advising chops and, naturally, previous private equity or VC experience helps a lot.
Anything else that stands out in their criteria?
Yes, something they call an operational predilection and curiosity.
Meaning a CFO who gets the actual business operations, not just the numbers.
Exactly. Someone who wants to understand how the business works, from the factory floor to the sales team, and connect finance to that operational reality, not just stay in the back office.
That sounds like a rare combination.
It can be. And on top of that DNA, they ensure candidates have the full toolkit, budgeting, forecasting, cash flow management, risk management, understanding capital structure, financing, cost control, the whole 9 yards.
Comprehensive. So given all that, what's the ultimate proof of their success with CFOs? Is there one standout metric?
There is. And it's pretty remarkable. For CFO placements specifically, TEG has achieved a 100% stick rate over the last 3 years.
100% for CFOs in PE.
100% stick rate. 0 replacements needed in 3 years for that role.
That is genuinely impressive. That says a lot about the quality and the fit of who they're placing in such a critical, high-pressure seat.
It really does. It suggests their CFOs aren't just performing. They're staying, integrating, and driving value consistently over time.
So how do they find these people, these operationally curious, high-performing CFOs who stick? What's the actual process look like? Is there a secret sauce?
Well, they describe their process as robust and comprehensive. It definitely goes beyond just matching keywords on a resume. It starts with really deep client engagement. They spend a lot of time developing what they call an ideal target job profile.
So understanding the specific company and role inside out first?
Exactly. Then comes what they term an exhaustive candidate engagement process.
Exhaustive. How so?
Here's a key differentiator.
Yeah.
TEG apparently spends 4 to 10 hours vetting each candidate before they even present them to the client.
4 to 10 hours per candidate before the client even sees them.
Yeah. That includes their methodical interview and vetting process, but they also use assessment tools, specifically the Predictive Index PI.
Ah, predictive index. What does that measure?
It assesses 2 key things: behavioral match, which is about, how someone naturally behaves and interacts at work, and cognitive match, which measures how quickly they learn and process information.
And cognitive abilities. That's a strong predictor of job success, isn't it?
It is. It's often cited as the #1 predictor. So using PI gives them and the client another layer of objective data beyond the resume and interviews.
Okay, so it's a multifaceted evaluation. What else do they provide clients?
They create these really detailed candidate profiles, not just a resume, but a summary bio, key career highlights, and importantly, leadership competency mapping and measurements that are specifically tailored to PE leadership and value creation needs. And of course, the PI results are included.
So the client gets a much fuller picture, minimizes the guesswork.
That seems to be the goal, a really holistic view of the candidate.
That sounds incredibly thorough.
Yeah.
What about their reach? How big is their network for finding these specialized people?
They talk about having a deep PE-ready talent network.
Yeah.
Apparently over 7,600 active candidates in their system.
7,600 PE-ready candidates.
And remember the CFO focus. Drilling down into that, They have nearly 3,600 CFO candidates specifically.
Wow, almost 3,100 potential CFOs. That's a deep pool.
It is. And they leverage deep market expertise across lots of different industries and sectors. They operate coast to coast in the U.S. and also internationally through an association called ISPA, the International Search Partners Association.
So national reach, international capability, and a very deep specialized network.
Seems that way. Access to talent wherever it might be.
Okay, so let's try and synthesize this. What we've really unpacked today is how a specialized approach, combining deep market knowledge with a really rigorous data-informed process, can fundamentally change the executive search game, especially for PE-backed companies.
Yeah, TEG's method isn't just filling a slot. It's very clearly focused on installing leadership that drives tangible enterprise value. And their success, particularly with CFOs, that 100% stick rate really stands out, shows they're finding talent that not only fits the demanding PE environment, but actually helps propel the company forward.
It underscores the impact of getting that leadership hire right.
Absolutely. It's critical.
So as you're listening, here's something to think about, maybe a provocative thought. In any environment where leadership is absolutely crucial for growth, and where isn't it? How can understanding the real DNA of a leader, beyond just the resume, and applying that kind of rigorous, data-driven search process, how could that transform your own approach to building truly high-performing teams? Whether you're in PT or any fast-moving field, lots to consider there. We hope this deep dive gave you some valuable insights.